It is June 2025 and marketing budgets are getting tighter and AI is everywhere. Board is not really impressed with the MQLs. And in this episode, I want to talk about three things with you. Three shifts that every B2B marketer needs to get ahead of right now. One, why vertical specific GTM is outperforming broad plays. Number two, how FP&A is reshaping marketing strategy and why that's good for you. Number three, the rise of sales level accountability for pipeline and not just leads. So if you're in product marketing or go-to-market, or if you're leading the team, you don't want to get blindsided by expectations. This episode is going to be super helpful, so keep watching. So first let's talk about vertical focus, your shortcut to efficiency. You've probably seen this in your own campaigns where messaging that's like way too broad, addressing a lot of different people is not working anymore. And I think it's not your fault. I think the market is getting extremely busier. The buyers are extremely pickier. They know exactly what they want, and they only want things that are addressing the pain point that they have. And most SaaS pitches also sound the same. Everything is AI enabled. Everything is doing the same thing. They have one different value prop and they think that it's going to improve. They think that it's going to impress the customer. And in 2025, I think verticalization is going to be super important. It's already becoming important, and it's going to be even more important because it's survival. Also, we are seeing companies grow from growth at all costs to just keeping the customers they already have. And we are also seeing SaaS teams go from, this is a CRM for SMBs to, hey, this is an AI CRM for so-and-so customer. And the hyper personalization is not going anywhere. It's actually only helping convert better and also closing faster. And if you think about why that's the case, it's because it reduces a lot of friction. For example, okay, it worked for this company who has X, Y, and Z product, but it's not going to work for me because I'm kind of adjacent, but I also have one or two specialty things that I do in my company. And then if they address that straight up with you, it's going to make it much more easier for you, right? And the goal is for your ICP to get it instantly. For example, I have this one go-to-market friend of mine who just told me they rewrote their homepage headline from AI-powered support platform to automated front desk for specialty clinics or something, and their pipeline doubled in 45 days. Because the takeaway there is going narrow gives you room to grow faster. So if your board is asking for more pipeline with less spend, vertical go-to-market is the best card to play. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit, because even if you get your messaging right, let's say you know exactly who you're targeting, there's another shift that's happening. I recently talked about this on my LinkedIn as well, and that post got quite a few engagement. The shift is what's happening behind the campaigns, right? And it's in your finance dashboards. Remember when we could say that this campaign's going to work. We think this campaign worked. It did really work and it brought a lot of customers in and get away with it. Yeah, that era is gone. Today's reality is that your CFO is your new collaborator, and FP&A is showing up to go-to-market meetings and asking things like, if we spend $1 million on demand gen this quarter, when will we get it back? Or how are we going to get it back? And I know it's a lot of pressure, but I also think it's honestly a good thing, because we are seeing a wave of marketers building what if models. Like, what if we spend this much money? What if we do this instead of that? And they're doing it with finance and forecasting pipeline, which I think is great, because with the cost of customer acquisition costs going up and retention is just terrible, I think it's a great thing to do, right? Even scenario planning for tiered pricing, I think this is a great play to have. I think it's like running your campaign as a portfolio. You're testing the bets, you're measuring returns, and also you're reallocating in real time. And I think it's a lot more helpful because you can walk into a QBR and say, we predict like 5.6 months payback based on this AB model variance. And you're not just this product market in that room anymore. You become this trusted growth advisor and not the cost center. You're not the person who's spending the money, but you're collaborating with people that are giving you the money and telling them that this is how you see returns being, received. So now let's talk about the pressure. But with that comes the pressure, right? The actual pressure inside marketing. And honestly, I think I'm all in for this, because pipeline is the new North Star. And I think this is one of my favorite points, because vanity metrics are officially out. I do not like vanity metrics at all. it really does not tell the story. I was just talking about this LinkedIn post that got a lot of engagement. I, again, don't know if it's the right kind of engagement. I, again, don't know if it's the right kind of impressions. I, again, don't know if it got the right audience engaging or the right audience looking at that post. But again, nobody cares about impressions if your pipeline's weak. And I don't even think this is true anymore, but I do think that nobody's asking about how many white paper downloads you got. They're asking how many deals did any of those downloads or any of those ads influence marketing, because the marketers standing out in 2025 are treating themselves like revenue teams. You're basically modeling funnel conversions, aligning with sales on real lead definition, and you're also tracking CAC payback like a hawk. And the three most important metrics are marketing sales pipeline, deal velocity, and win rate. And what I really love about this shift is that it brings a lot of clarity. You know what matters. You speak to the CFOs. You speak their language, and you can finally kill off the random acts of content once and for all. To be honest, I've been having conversations not just with go-to-market people. I've also been talking to VCs and asking them their take on, hey, what do you see with your podcasts? Like, what do you see with them? What are they saying about marketing? Do you look for anything in founders or marketing teams and how they look at go-to-market? Like, these conversations also keep coming back to these concepts. Before I wrap up, I do want to kind of emphasize this because I think a lot of marketers are missing this. Most marketers think that segmentation stops at industry, but good go-to-market teams are layering behavioral and financial segmentation on top of verticals, like which clinics with 50 to 200 staff and less than 18-month customer acquisition costs, payback potential are not in our funnel yet. These are the kind of questions they're asking. And it's not about just who you sell to. It's about who can grow with you profitably. And if you hadn't had that conversation with FP&A or product yet, maybe start this week. So the key takeaway here is get narrow with verticals, really, really collaborate and get smart with finance, get ruthless about pipeline. And if this helped, do share it with a go-to-market friend. Let's raise the bar together. I think this is one of the best times to be in marketing. I'm really excited about this. And I am excited that companies are moving from growth at all costs to let's just keep, segmenting, let's just keep personalizing, and let's just focus on keeping the customers we already have. I'm a very customer-centric person, and it makes me so happy. So yeah, I have a quick companion guide that's at anushakannan.com/360nucleus. If you haven't signed up to my newsletter, go to anushakannan.com/newsletter to get my newsletter weekly ones. And with that, I'll see you next episode. Peace.